Alright, so we're working on a 75 Norton 850 Commando, and we're going to be changing out the fork tubes. And we're going to be changing the seals in there because the fork tubes have wore some chrome off and damaged the seals along the way, and it's time to replace this stuff. So stay tuned here as we start working on this assembly here and switching out some new parts. Alright, so we got the axle loose. We're going to be removing the axle on the front wheel right now. And that's kind of the first step here.
Yeah, to loosen the nut and loosen the pinch.
Yeah, so this pinch here, bolt, holding that tight, and then, yeah, the nut on this end.
Okay. It might not come out of there. Yeah, keep working it out. It's getting it off there. There it goes. I got it. We got it. And then here's the bearing. Here's bearing cap. Dust seal.
Next, we're removing the fender here. We got four nuts here on these studs, and then we're removing the front caliper here.
The other way.
Here we can see where it was leaking. Well, this old dust cover here is like saturated with oil. Over here, you can see where the chrome was coming off the tube. And this dust cover is all saturated with oil as well. So, leaves for a big mess when you're going down the road, hitting bumps.
So you see the chrome is missing here.
Yeah, I pointed that out. The chrome over here.
Yep. Yeah, here you go. Until we got the new parts, we tried turning it to see if it would stop.
Yeah, so stay tuned here while we get this off of here.
He wants to be a star.
Alright, next we remove this, or we said loosen it, and this Allen wrench in here, right? And we'll be able to slide this out of here. We remove this top cap here.
Got that one loose already? Nope. Need a small one. Yeah, we need a smaller one.
Yeah, yes, that'd be a good idea.
This one? Sure. I think it's no small. And we got to loosen them up some more. They came right out. There we go. There it goes. There it goes. Yep, loose. They tighten up into a taper.
Oh yeah, they're tapered to the top, so when you loosen them up, they just come right out.
I'm going to take one out at a time. Flat 9 milled down. loosen that and loosen this,
Loosen this.
the nut
Yeah.
off of this.
Off of that. Then that comes off. And
Then
you
we can pull the whole fork
pull the whole
out.
thing out.
We got a special wrench that we made for that.
Oh yeah. It's a special wrench. Homemade one.
Well, they actually make a tool, but we just did this.
This is a different setup than Triumphs are, so when we do the Triumph front end, we'll see that how that one goes together, but this is kind of unique in its own way.
This one's a little snug.
There we go. And do the same to the other side.
Has to come out.
Okay, so we got a nut down inside here that we have to, or actually it's a bolt that we got to
Oh, yeah,
take out.
hold. Yeah.
Of the dampener sits inside there, so.
Maybe you didn't have any fluid left, Joe.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
Well, there is, but it's hard. It's hard to fill and it's hard to drain. There's actually a drain screw right here, and we could drain. Okay. We might want to try that. Be tight. Well, yeah. It'll probably drain now. There still isn't a lot in there. We gotta get this off of here. We gotta get this off of here.
Those dust covers are pretty hard, so we're warming up so they get a little bit soft so they can move easier. Alright, so what we gotta do is we gotta loosen this up so we can get this
And
lower
the
leg
seal-
off.
Seals underneath.
And yeah, the seal's underneath there. So this is like the seal retainer. And locks, kind of like locks this on there.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
There you got it.
There we go, we got loose.
Channel lock, or the
Pipe wrench.
channel locks will work fine now.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a good place for never sees.
There we go.
Here it comes. Rubber hammer. Even.
All right, there we go. We need to remove this retaining ring here.
Top losing it. You got a screwdriver? I can.
Not handy. I didn't bring one.
Let me go get it. Ooh. There it goes.
There we go. Let me get that bushing out that way.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to. Sometimes you have to hit that with a file all the way around, or some sandpaper. Here's some sandpaper. Should try that. Because that snap ring can put a burr on it.
Oh yeah, so you think the snap ring put a burr on there? It's common for that to happen because of the pounding pressure inside there. And then this just comes right off. There we go. We're gonna work on cleaning out the grime inside here. They get pretty nasty over the years, especially when they start to leak. They get water and stuff in there, and then the fluid starts breaking down, and so on. Then we have the dampener assembly here, and then here's the bushing that the seal sits in. So our new seals will of course go inside of here. You'll see that coming up, and here's that nut that we removed with the big pipe wrench. So
We're going to put a special kind of seal.
oh yeah, the special seals. All right, let's talk about that.
Those for Triumphs and for Nortons.
So these are available for
BSA.
Triumphs, Nortons, BSAs. This is a leak-proof seal, and anyway,
This is the bottom, right where these grooves are. As the pressure builds in the fork, it expands the sides open and makes it tighten up. It's got lips on the outside edge, and it floats until there's pressure. The inside has dual lips, and they work very well. They're pliable, and they're non-hardening, and they just kind of set inside of there like this from the top. You tighten the nut, and it just kind of moves around a little in there as needed, and they just work.
it comes with instructions on how to put in, and kind of how they are, how they work, and then the lifetime warranty. This is a pretty good seal option. Otherwise, the other option is an Mk3 seal, which are kind of like junk. So we've had these in another bike, and they've been good for about 7-8 years so far, and they don't leak a lick at all, and they're probably still good. We haven't checked them, but they're not leaking. Chrome's not wearing out. So stay tuned here when we start putting this forks back together. Alright, so we start off by putting the bushing back on, and then we go to put this retaining ring on here now. There we go. There it is.
Offset that just a little bit so a guy can get in here and push outward with it.
Okay. Yeah, so reference that. Offset a little bit. Next we put that bronze bushing in. Check for wear, of course, and it's staying good, so.
Look inside of there now, nice and
Oh
clean.
yeah, we cleaned this up, like I said. All nice and shiny and not pitted and stuff. A lot of times when bad fluid sits for years, it gets all corroded and crap in there. But these look great.
Okay. This was the one that went over there. It's the
Alright, so going to put the spring assembly in here, in the dampener part. You gotta have this fiber washer here. This one's in really good shape yet, so we'll reuse it. And this goes in first, of course. Then into the lower.
Actually, I didn't have to put it in there first. You can just go into this first.
Oh.
We got to put a. Let me get it lined up. There it is. Okay, so it's
okay.
lined up in there.
Alright, yeah, there we go. Then we
Okay,
put the
we're
bolt
ready for
in.
a bolt. Like I said. Hold on a minute. I need what we used.
It's something for leverage.
I can just hold it here. Got it?
Alright, now we put the tube
Just
in.
has to be tight. Now we put this in. This bushing's got to go all the way down in there. Yeah, we're probably going to have to turn it.
And then we seat the bushing with the top piece here. There we go. Guys seated.
I don't think it's all the way seated, no, because normally there's a bushing or a seal that goes in there too. So now what we need to do is we need to, that's too small. We need to get that down in there. Way. Well, I think it is all the way now. I felt it move.
Oh yeah, it's farther in now than it was.
If we have a large screwdriver, I can just kind of be careful of the seal, but steel.
Yeah, there you go. The chrome part of the tube there.
Yeah, just see if you can
Don't want to scratch nothing.
tap that down. Just keep out to the outside as much as you can. Yep, I think she's down. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's bottomed out.
Okay, next thing we want a seal.
Right, yeah, next we put the seals in.
Okay, now,
So
you got some oil?
alright, we're gonna pre-lube the seal here. We want to put these in dry.
There are lips on this now. This may give you the appearance that it's leaking right away, but it won't. Damn it.
Oops.
Okay, here we go. The grooves, the little pieces go down. It's kind of a tight fit, but they call it floating, but it's just hard to get it to go in right away. to get it on there further.
Come on, Mitch.
Just got to get it past them threads. That's really all it's really catching on. Once we get it past them threads, then it's clear sailing. Only pushing on the outside edge there.
Right. It's going in, so it's working.
Now the nut should go down in there. Whoop, sorry. This nut bottoms out, but the seal is actually, you can't tell it, but the seal can actually have a little play.
Okay. All right, stay tuned here.
Oh, hold it a minute. Okay.
All right, now we're tightening this down. Ever
Okay.
so carefully. All right.
Nice and free. Now we can put on, you got these cleaned? Here.
In the dust covers.
We might have to heat these again. Yep.
All right, we're heating up that dust cover so we can slide on there easily.
Yep.
About damaging it.
There it is.
There we
It
go.
just falls on. This takes time. You got to work it in.
All right, so this takes some time. We need to work it in. It's 150 cc, according to the book. It takes a while for it to work its way down.
See, it's already in.
It's already full, but
No, then
all
you
the
got to.
trapped air.
You got to. Yep, trapped air. You got to just work it up and down a little bit at a time. Let the bubbles go away. And pump it. Nothing like making it a challenge, filling it up to the top. You can handle it. So you can see the bubbles as I do that.
Yeah, letting the air by.
Yep. Then it can go in.
Yeah, 'cause it's really tight tolerance inside there. So stay tuned while we finish up filling this up. All right, so we're putting the last of it in there. Finally got it.
Here at 50 cc's. I heard it.
All right, there we go. All right, well this one's all done, and now we just repeat the same process for the other side. So stay tuned. We'll be ready to start putting these tubes, fork assemblies into the bike on the bike. So stay tuned.
Sealed at the bottom.
We're gonna try putting oil in here this way instead of the other way and see if this works. So, and then we wouldn't have to worry about it taking forever to go into the assembly itself.
Unless it's more oil than it holds there. Naturally. Oh, it's a lot higher up there than I thought it was going to
There we go. And then we gotta be careful putting the tube in, of course.
be. Wow.
So stay tuned here. Alright, so here we go. Let's see what happens here. Nothing.
This is a big screwdriver.
There we go.
Got it? Try not to lift this thing.
Yep, we gotta lube the seal now.
Should have a little left over there. Goes down. Just does not want to just go down in there. Maybe there was a problem taking that oil.
There, it's starting to go in now.
Gotta get past some damn threads.
Without damaging the seal at all.
There it is.
Alright.
Okay.
No lock ring.
We can't lay it down. It's
No, that's right.
Alright, now we tighten it up.
okay.
There we go. Next, put the dust cover on. There we go. Well, that way of filling it worked out pretty slick. It didn't leak and explode and spray everywhere, so
Okay, this one goes
it
up.
didn't take very long.
This one goes up in here.
Alright, so next we put it in the bike.
ready. Want to get up there? And,
No, we'll lower the bike. Let's set the other side on and we'll lower the
There you
bike
go.
on.
There, that one's pretty much in. Finish it up here in a minute. Run the nuts down there and then lock that little nut up to the cap. There we go. Just tighten it as much as you can this way.
yep.
And then,
And later, it'll just seat itself when he tightens this up. And you got to set your gauge where you need it.
alright. Just about done here.
Want me to log and tighten those, pinch bolts and then tighten them, or how do you do that?
No,
Are you gonna do it right now?
yep, gonna do it right now.
Just setting the
We
gauges.
just want a little, yeah, we just want a little daylight between the dash and the dash panel and the gauge. Because you get it out too far in the cable, it rubs on the ear of the headlight ear. And you can't straighten the gauges because sometimes the gauges are just not, you'd have to have them lay out.
Right.
It is what it is. Oh. Cracker loose. Okay, now I'll hold it harder. No, back her up. Okay, we're gonna,
We'll pinch it.
yeah, we'll pinch it first. Okay, let's do this one. This one's gonna want to crash into it.
Ready?
Yep. I think that's pretty good.
Alright. Well, there we go. Now we get ready to put the brake assembly back on. And the bracket hooks into the fork there. And then caliper mounts into the tube there, lower tube.
The pads didn't fall off all this.
They didn't. Well, are you ready?
I don't know. You could take them out and look, I guess.
I shouldn't break them right where they're at.
Yeah.
finish tightening it on the bike.
There we go.
Oh, on the pads.
Yeah. So he just sprayed this with brake clean to make sure there was no oil on the pads. And cleaned it up really good. Pads didn't fall out when we were doing all this messing around, so yeah. So now we're getting ready to put the fender on.
Wait a minute, this side's got to pop in. There it is.
All right, stay tuned.
That's what he's still on, so.
The other one I laid up on my. Oh. Past this.
Oh, yeah.
Come out of there. I know, but. Now we gotta get the pads separated. I need a screwdriver for that. One of them is falling out, of course. There it goes.
He goes like.
Can. A little more, a little more, a little more. Oh.
Jamming it in the back of the fender.
Okay, back up. Lifted it back up. I'm trying to get it inside of the discs. Brake. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, now you can roll it. There, whoa, whoa. Okay, we got it. Okay, bring her down. Oh, that's good. All right.
Hey, that. You need help.
There it is. Nuts over here.
So now we tighten the nut over here. Pull that axle across till it tightens up. And then when that's done, we go over there and tighten up the pinch.
Huh?
You gotta move that.
Yeah, I left that all loose.
Yep.
So, alright, stay tuned here.
Because you don't want to squeeze it together.
Alright, so we got everything loose here. We got the pinch bolts up here loose. And this is loose down here. So then once this
'Cause this is all one size, all the way in.
Oh,
this
okay.
floats on there until you tighten it. So you don't want to put any bind left or right.
Okay.
So the
So
way
once
to,
we have that set, then we can finish up the pinch bolt areas here. So, all right, stay tuned here.
looks okay.
So we recoiled the springs a little bit by pressing on the front end to find its like true centered area.
2 halves.
So now we're ready to tighten up the pinch bolt here. There we go. We tighten up the lower triple tree pinch bolt as well. There we go, we're pretty much done. This kind of wraps it up. So, stay tuned here. Yeah, we want to finish tightening these up. And then we'll be pretty much done here.
That's good.
All right.
Going nowhere.
All right, well, this pretty much ends this segment here. All right, so for conclusion here, I guess this went together pretty quick. All these parts. It's kind of how it's all laid out. It's hard to see some of this stuff when we were building it, but of course we have the outer lowers, and then we have the chrome tube up here. Saw how we slid it into those eared pieces that hold the headlight together. Don't need to take that apart. We removed that, loosened that little nut onto the top cap, and we were able to get in there and replace the seal. So this is like the Mk3 type seals. It's a little bit well, not as good as those other ones we put in. After a short period of time, these things get kind of hardened. They only have one lip in there, and there is a spring inside here that keeps the, there we go, and focus, keeps the pressure. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed all this, and stay tuned for more videos to come.